Alrighty, guys, we are back. So last episode we were setting this whole thing to load rockets up and send them up into space. We tested it, and one of the things that I ran into was, there was some leftovers that went into the rocket afterwards. I went back and looked. I thought it was something that I had in inventory, and it was not. It turns out that what happens is when these register as full. So if we were to set this to launch when cargo is full, it does not actually count how many is in this last slot. All it cares about is that there is something in this last slot. As soon as there's something in this last slot, it deems it full, even if the slot itself isn't full. So as long as the slot is taken up, it's not full. So as soon as it gets something in here, it starts to launch the rocket. So you're not always going to get all, apparently, of the stuff into that one slot, which means we're going to end up with some crap on the belt or some crap in the rocket. So quick and easy fix to that is I took a green wire and I went from our mini loader into a decider combinator, and I said if anything on the mini loader is equal to 0, then send a green signal. So what'll happen is as long as there's something loading into the rocket, you won't get the green signal until this is empty, and then you'll get the green signal, and then we can set this to launch on green signal when the cargo's full, and that will take care of any little bit that's left to be loaded into the rocket, and the rocket won't launch until that's done. So that's what happened. It wasn't that I had stuff in my hand, as it turns out. It was that there was actually crap still on the belt because the last slot did not completely full before the rocket started to launch. Whatever, it is what it is. That's the way the programming is. We got to deal with it. We got to live with it, adapt and overcome. All right, so we have been in the process of allowing this stuff to fill up, and while we've been waiting on it to fill up, I decided to go out and kill a bunch of biters. So I have killed biters all the way across here, with the exception of a little bit here and here on the end, which I just didn't want to go around and deal with this stuff. I was kind of tired of killing biters at this point. But we can build a wall all the way across here, and we can build a wall down here all the way across here, and that's going to let us go ahead and separate out this section of novice, and then we can go in here and we can wipe these biters out. And then at that point we have about a third almost of the planet completely cleared of biters, which kind of crazy, kind of stupid little long-term goal, but eventually I want to completely eliminate all the biters on novice. It's just, I don't know, stupid on my part maybe, but it's a hobby. Gotta have hobbies. So we get that cleared, and then we'll split top and bottom. I don't think we'll go like this. I think we'll just split it here and here, and then we'll clear a pie section and clear a pie section, and so on and so forth. But that's what I've been up to in the meantime, because I've had to let these fill up. Now they're not all filled. Some of them, like these low density structures, takes a little while to make. We're getting there. We're going to store 500 of them, so we're about 70 more slots away, 69 more slots away. Scaffolding we're a ways away on. Of course, red and blue circuits are taking forever, because we don't have a big production of them, but they're getting there. Same thing with solar panels. Of course, all three of these take the same green circuits, blah, 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 but our green circuits are full. We're okay there. we're full on coal. Oh, by the way, I made the other ones, needless to say. And, you know, we're going on stone. We're getting there on uranium. We are good on our raw data plates. Wood, we got to go gather a bunch of wood. We got to go cut down a bunch of trees. Excuse me. And, you know, we'll get there. Bots, we're slowly but surely filling up on bots. Plastic we've got. Concrete we've got. Now, these three, I didn't route over. The other ones are all routed over. We got belts running all of it. These three, I got lazy. The bots, no biggie. The trees, we're going to gather up trees and they're going to put them in a warehouse anyway. So I said, okay, we'll just put them in a warehouse here. And then once I got that warehouse down, I went, you know what? I don't want to run a line for concrete all the way over from my concrete to here. So I just said, screw it and let the bots do it. But the bottom line is we have all three of our launch systems set up, and they should be correctly wired and everything. That's, you know, we're gonna test it when we get to that point. But they should all be ready to launch rockets to our three novice raw material launch landing pads up on our space station. So there we go. That's all set up, and we're going to go up and we're going to get these levels set. Now I've got all of these set to manual launch right now. I'm not going to set them to anything but manual launch until we get all our numbers right and we can make sure that everything's set up. And then we can set these to launch with fuel cargo on green signal, and they'll go on about the business. Now I do know we are currently wanting plastic. We're hurting for plastic, so that one is going to be one of the first rockets to go. Anyway, let's go up here, and we're going to set up all of our signal numbers so that these will request all of our stuff. So we're gonna work our way around, and we're gonna set these up. So copper stacks in stacks of 100. The warehouse will hold 512 stacks, so that's 12 times 100 is 1200, right? So if this is less than 1200, we want the request. So that's what we're going to set that to, less than 1200. Okay. So anything less than 1200, which we are at 34K right now, so we should not be getting a signal out of there. These are 100, so same thing here, less than 1200. These are stacks of 50, so that's going to be less than 600. Stacks of 50, so less than 600. And what we're doing, we're setting these, when I say less than 600, because this holds 512 slots total, and a rocket holds 500 slots. So that leaves us a difference of 12 slots. So we want it to be down less than what the rocket can hold so that it'll fill this up. So that's where that number's coming from. So this is 100, so 1200. And if you remember, at that point, this is going to send a signal down requesting what we want. So 100. So less than 1200. And barrels. How many's in a stack? So 10 in a stack, 10 times 12 is 120. Right? So 120. 100, so 1200. Okay. That's that one. These two here we are not going to mess with because they're random stuff right now, so we're not going to mess with those. That's 200, so 200 times 12 is 2400. This one is supposed to be red, so that's also 2400. We are out of reds, so we are going to get a signal from our reds, and we'll deal with that. These stack to 100. What do reds stack to? Do reds stack to 100 or 200? Let's look here. Because I don't remember. Red stacked to 200, so 2400. Okay, we're all right. So that should be 2400. Blues stacked to 100. So that's 1200. They stack to 50, so 50 is 600. Again, we're not going to deal with the science right now because we're going to have to split the science out. This is here because we fucked up and sent it to the wrong one. So we need that to use that up. 50 is 600. So what we're going to do before we activate that rocket, we're going to go down and see what signals we're actually getting calling for resources. We're not going to send this up without knowing for sure what we're waiting on, because we don't want it trying to jump through all the rockets all at once. 100 is 1200. Which is why, you know, I've got it set to manual. We don't want to have it do it until we are in a position to be able to supervise. Let's see something here. I'm gonna get out of this. I want to see if it's not going to do it because yeah, all right. What is our stack size on wood? I want to say it's 100. Yeah, it's 100. So this is wood. So 1200. This is 50s, so that's 600. This is plastic. Plastic, I think, is stacks of 100 if memory serves me right. Doesn't say there. I guess we could. Yeah, 100. I know there's a way to do it. I want to get this done. So this one is hooked to this one, which means output plastic. If plastic is less than 1200, I'll put that, and then that should be plastic. Okay. And then concrete is 100, so that's 1200. If concrete is less than 1200, output signal concrete 1. and that should be concrete. Okay. Nothing on that one. So that's 1, 2, 3, right? That should be all 3 of them. Let's verify. Yeah, okay. So that's all 3 of those are set. We're not going to worry about these ones right now. They're off planet. They're off Navis. They're not set up right now to launch the same way these are anyway. So that should give us all 3 of our Navis signals. So let's get out of here and let us go back down here and see what we've got coming in. Now we should have a signal coming in for plastic. Yes, we do. So we got a signal coming in saying we need plastic. We don't have one for concrete. We have one for plastic. We don't have one for bots yet, which is good. We have one for wood. So now this is where I was talking about. We got 2 of these that need it right now. Luckily, this one is not completely full, so it won't be able to trigger. The only one that's going to be able to trigger, well, even the plastic. Why is plastic not have... Oh. Because it's filling our plastic already. It's already filling our rocket with plastic. So yeah, so as soon as we set it to the signal, it's filling our plastic. Luckily, our wood is not got any in it, so it can't fill it. So it's going to fill our rocket with plastic. Okay, so that's already running. This one is nothing running because we got nothing that's requesting that is able to do what we got to do. Now it does need red circuits, but the red circuits aren't full yet, so it's not trying to get any of those. And it looks like everything over here is not requesting yet, so let's go through and look. We're not getting our copper signal, we're not getting our iron signal, we're not getting our steel, we're not getting our glass. We are not getting one for low density. We're not getting one for, scaffolding. We're not getting one for heat shield, and we're not getting one for barrels. Okay, so we're okay. The only one we are really getting a signal, well, we're getting a signal for red, but we can't ship because red is not ready. We're getting a signal for wood, but wood can't ship because wood's not ready. So the only one that is ready but is not ready to send yet is plastic, and it is loading. It's loading as fast as it's going to load, and then as soon as it gets the green signal and it's full, then it will go. So we're going to go ahead and turn these on. We're going to turn it on. We're going to tell it launch on cargo full on green signal, which means until that's filled up, it won't launch. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing here and here. We're going to do launch on signal green when the cargo is full, and launch on green signal when the cargo is full. Now, the other thing we want to make sure of, this is pad 1. This should be pad 2. And this should be pad 3. And we want to make sure plastic is pad 3. Alright, so plastic, pad 3, we are good to go. So there it is, guys. Oops. Wrong button. It should have these automated at this point, that as soon as this red is full, which is going to be a little while. We're getting close. It's another 125 or so stacks at 200 apiece. So it's going to be a little while. But that one will launch on it. That one will automatically fill and launch on its own. And then since we don't have wood right now, it's going to sit there and ask for it, but it's not going to be able to fill it. So we're not going to fill this wood one until after this plastic is done, because I have not set up yet a thing preventing multiple resource calls. So we're going to see if that happens. Right now, like I said, I don't think it will. I think that because this stuff is used at different rates and these are going to fill at different rates, that's going to prevent a lot of that from happening until we get around to building that circuit. Now, we do eventually need to build that circuit. There's no doubt about that. But we'll get there. We will get there. All right, so we know it's going to work. We know that's filling. Let's help this along a little bit, just because, once it's up and running, we can ignore it, and I don't care how long it takes to fill it. But there it is. So now we should not get any plastic in there. And that should be full and on its way up. And there we go. Now we got a couple of things we still have to take care of. One of those is what happens if this crashes. And if it crashes, it's going to have a cleanup crew. So we're going to have some warehouses up here that we can reliably use for the stuff that crashes. That's going to go into a warehouse. The other thing that we have to solve, and temporarily what I did is I did this, and I put a requester warehouse in here. Every time we launch a rocket, we get rocket parts, right? And those rocket parts eventually are going to fill up the chest, and we're not doing anything with them. So we have two things to solve up here in orbit at some point. We have to solve what are we doing with all of those rocket parts, and we have to solve what's going to happen when a rocket crashes. And those, we'll get to them. But in the meantime, there we go. Our plastic went up. We got that there. We are hurting for wood. We don't have any wood. And we are hurting for red circuits. We are completely out of red circuits. But we're working on the red circuits, and we got to work on the wood. But it works, and there it is. It's all set up. Now this warehouse will start filling back up. It's going to take obviously a while for it to fill, but it switched over. It's not feeding it out, so that all seemed to work okay. Our request came in, and what have you. This is building another rocket. Matter of fact, it just finished. So we'll sit here and watch and see if it starts letting something else fill, which it should not, because everything else should be good to go. Right? So if we go over here and we look, what we're going to see is that we're getting our rocket signal, that is saying, okay, go ahead and start filling stuff, but we don't have anything that is requesting that is full. We do have a request for wood, but because our wood is not full, it's not going to activate these because we don't have our B signal until such a time as our wood is full. And we got a lot of wood to go. We need another 300 stacks of wood. So 300 stacks at 100 apiece. What's that? 3K. Let's see. 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's 3K. So we got a little bit of wood to go that we got to go pick up. Luckily, we got bots, and we've got Spidertrons that we can take all 3 of our Spidertrons out, fill all 3 of our Spidertrons, and come back and deal with that. Now the red circuits, that's going to be a little while, but we are getting there, and it's just going to continue to fill. But that's it, guys. I think we've got it working. We've got some things that we've still got to work on. We've got to do a preventative circuit, and we have to figure out what to do with all of our rocket parts up in space. And I think what we're going to end up ultimately doing with that is we are going to store some up there because we've got trash that we've got to bring down. But we're probably going to have rockets just shipping rocket parts back down here because we're going to be needing the rocket parts to ship rockets back up. So we'll probably create some rockets and ship a bunch of rockets down with rocket parts and then reuse those rocket parts to build rockets with them. We'll get there. But in the meantime, it's working. Now, let's look and see, because our science is not progressing. Let us look and see what it is that our science is held up on. And I can tell you it's probably, yes it is, it's Material Science Pack. Oh, there we go. Now we got our Material Science Packs. So we were waiting on plastic before. I knew we were waiting on plastic for these. But it looks like now it is making our Material Science Packs. So everything looks like it is being delivered. Yes, because we got everything but the Material Science Packs. So good to go, man. We are back to cooking, at least on one tiny burner, with our science. And now we just have to wait for our red circuits to fill up, and we got to go cut down a bunch of freaking trees. Eventually what we're going to have to do, because wood is one of the things that we need for our stuff, we're going to have to invest in the technology for making wood. We don't have that yet, but we're going to have to make that. How are we doing on our levels for our other warehouses? We got to get vulcanite up here. We got to get holmium up here. We just sent an entire rocket of iridium up here, so we're all right with that. We got to get our Vegemite spice, our Vital Melange spice rather, Vegemite. You ever try that stuff? It's nasty. When I was stationed in Egypt, the post that I was on, we had a bunch of different contingents, and one of them was Aussies. So I did get the opportunity to taste nasty in a jar. It's just, I didn't care for the taste. It tasted like eating dirt, icky, nasty stuff to me. So I did not care for it. So there we go. It's working. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what we got going. Looks like we're still unloading our plastic. The other thing I guess we need to bring up a bunch of mini loaders. We need to swap these all over to mini loaders. We have the room, we have the space. We'll take these filter inserters out. We'll swap that all to mini loaders. So at some point very soon, I'm going to have to go up to the space station physically, and we're going to have to deal with some stuff up there. I'm going to have to bring some mini loaders up. I'm going to have to bring some warehouses up, and we'll address that stuff. So once we get some wood and get our wood in our warehouse, then I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to head up to space. So there is no sense you guys watching me chop trees I'm going to do that off camera. But there we go. It is working, and it is filling warehouses. And I will keep an eye on it. And if I run into an issue or I run into a problem where something doesn't work right and we've got to fix something, I will let you guys know and we'll address it. Something else to touch on. Today is now the 3rd of December. And what that means is we are now officially 1 week away from the launch of Cyberpunk 2077. I pre-ordered Cyberpunk 2077. I've been waiting on it. I'm a big Cyberpunk fan. I've been playing it for years, pen and paper. And I am most likely, when it comes, going to take a bit of a break from doing Factorio in order to play Cyberpunk. That's not to say that I'm completely giving up on Factorio, but I am going to be playing Cyberpunk for a while. So I may not put a video up for a little bit. I'm going to try and get at least one more video, 2 more videos at least before it comes. I have pre-ordered it from GameStop, so I can't say how long it's going to take me to get it. But we'll see. Once I get it, though, like I say, I plan to be involved with that for a little while just because. So I may not put out a video for a week or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know that I'm going to do a live play on it. I might do that. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see me do a Let's Play or whatever on Cyberpunk 2077, I know there's going to be an ass ton of them on YouTube. So, you know, whatever. The other thing we need to eventually do is we need to revamp this rail station. We're still using yellow inserters to unload the trains down here, and we have the bulk rail loaders. We need to swap all of this over and get this all modernized. So there's a bunch of little just stupid odds and ends to be done on our factory just to upgrade a bunch of stuff. What do we got? What are we low on here? Glass. So our glass is really low. We need to address our glass, which I'm not surprised. A lot of things take glass, and glass is a little slow, and it looks like well, it looks like stone needs to be addressed. Looks like we are about out of stone. All right, guys. So there we go. Off camera, I'm going to have to revamp our stone. I think we're just about out of stone. It looks like. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're about out of stone. Look at them. They're all jammed up here waiting on stone. We're going to have to go and add some more stone production. So we got a few things we got to get done. So we may put that together in a small video of some sort. We'll see. But there it is. Our rockets are working, guys, and that was the biggie. So I will talk to you guys later, and y'all take care. Bye.